Alright guys, I got a pretty cool product here to test out, review, and I fish a lot, so I've been looking at these kinds of things for a while. This is a fish finder. It's called the iBobber. It's a castable fish finder that you connect to your smartphone, Android or Apple smartphones. It'll have an app for. Let's take it out of the box and just see what it is and kind of how it works first. I'll hold up what we get in the box. It's just looks like just the bobber, a charger, and looks like some instruction manuals. So looks like this is going to be our charger, little charging base. There's the bobber itself, and then we just have instruction booklet and a little bag. So first things first, we have to charge this thing. So I'm going to set up my charger to start charging it in a little bit. I know you probably can't see it down there. Oh, I won't reach over to here, will it? There we go. And this is the bobber itself. Now it has some LED lights in it that are used for charging, and I think also it's just used so you can see it when you're using it out on the water. But the thing itself, that's the top of it. This little ring around it lights up. Here's a little sonar things, I believe. And then there's two places to connect line to. To charge this, you take it and you put it upside down in the base, and there's little grooves that you probably can't see very well, but there's three little dots on the bobber here, and inside here there's little three grooves. Basically you match up the grooves and then you twist, and now it's lit up blue that it's charging. So with this thing, what I'll usually use it for is, of course, I'll have fun, cast it out into the pond or lake that I'm at, reel it back to shore and see if I see anything. But also if I rent canoes, or if I rent a regular boat, which I do quite often, I can hang this off my boat and just kind of paddle around, and when I see fish under me I can stop paddling and try throwing out a few lines. So it could be a really cool device. I think it was like, I don't know, it's under $100, but it was close to that. So they're not super cheap, but hopefully it lasts a long time and it provides some fun and provides some fish finding, which is what it's for. Now I'm going to have to download the app and go through everything, and we're going to try this out. I'd recommend using some really good line when you're casting this. You don't want to lose it. It's an expensive product. So I'm going to use braided line around 30-pound test, just so I know there's no way I'm going to lose this thing. Some of the features it has, it's got a lot. I'm just going to read off a couple. It has 10 hours of battery life. That's a long time. Accurate sonar readings down to 135 feet. So that's pretty deep. That's deeper than most of the ponds and lakes I go to. Of course, big lakes and oceans, of course, can get deeper, so you might not have the best use of it there. But for my uses in these ponds and lakes, it's great. Rechargeable battery, as we know. Bluetooth syncs up to 100 feet. So cast this thing. It's actually pretty heavy. You could probably cast it 100 feet or more. But we'll see how long the range is. We're going to try it out. The app is free. It depth tagged fish icons, color coded by size, so there'll be different fish icons, and you'll see them by depth and size of the fish. That's nice. Let's see. Optional social media sharing, compatible with Google Watch. I don't know how you do that. Choose between sonar and fish tagging views. LED beacon. Basically, it's a little fish finder. So there's not much more I can say about it. What we have to do now is get the app, get this charged up, and then go ahead outside and see how it works. Alright, so the app's real simple to find. It's just called iBobber. As you can see, it's free. So we'll go ahead and download and install that. Now I've got to let that fully charge. Got to let the iBobber fully charge. So I'm going to let that finish, and then we'll go out to the pond or lake and see more of how this works. Alright, we're charged up and ready to go. There's been some rain on and off, but we're going to go to the pond and hopefully get to test this out. This is a demo. I've got it all connected, but as you can see it says demo. And there's two modes. Sonar mode, which is when you push on this fish what mode you're in. I guess there's two different types of sonar modes. This one's got this weird looking thing down here, but the normal sonar mode is, this is what you should see. It should be when you're moving it around, you'll see fish with a number. The bottom will go up and down as you see how deep it is, and show plants and stuff. So that's what it should look like. I'm going to go back into the settings and turn off the sonar demo because we don't need a demo anymore. So now it's not going to show that. Have our settings up here, and there, we're connected. Get back to the settings. Oh, I bought that the 7th. Guess it wanted me to tell that. Select purchase date. I just did. It was the 7th, the 17th. Done. Okay. And there's settings. So I turned off that. There's a few settings. You can put how many frames per second you want. And basically all you do then is go to the water and get your sonar going. Now, there's a light on. Whoa, that is a blinky light. I guess that's so you don't lose it. Very, very blinky light. We're going to turn that off. So that's your beacon. It'll tell you if there's fish strikes, but you know, if you're fishing down there, I guess it'll somehow see that. There's a vibrating alarm. It'll tell you the water temperature, and it'll tell you how charged it is. So as you can see, we're all good. It's probably about 80 degrees in my house right now. It's pretty warm in here. So what we got to do now is go out and test this out. So let's get out in the water. I wanted to also point out right before we get out to the water that there's the sonar mode, but there's also this mapping mode. So if you want to go around, it's going to tell me I have to cast my bobber in order to use that. But what that'll do is it'll map where you've been, and you can GPS map, and you can kind of then you can remember where the fish were and stuff. We're just going to test the sonar because we just want to get out there and see how it works and how it identifies the fish. Alright, let's get out there. Alright, we're at the pond. Now this is a pretty small pond, as you can see here. That's the whole thing. So we're going to go on this pier, and we should be able to cast out to the right and out to the left pretty far and see what this little bobber will do. I've got it on my pole here, and I'm actually going to, if it works really well, get it its own pole. Something cheap, and then I'll put, like I said, some braided on there. This is 30-pound braided on here. So probably get it its own cheap pole. But let's get out there, get set up, and try this out. Alright guys, here we are at the lake, and I'm going to go up to this pier, kind of can see it in there probably, and we'll get up there and see if we can use this bobber. Alright guys, it wasn't working correctly, so we're going to do the firmware update and see if that makes it work and give it another go. And now it's saying weak sonar signal. This is what it was doing to me before. Weak sonar signal, bobber out of water. It's not. The bobber's in the water. If I can find it. It's right in front of us. Here, I'll keep reeling and we'll see it. It's right there. It's in the water. It's still in the water right there. Weak sonar signal. I'm going to bring it in. Cast it one more time here. And weak sonar signal. Oh, no, look. We had a little bit going on there for a second. Weak sonar signal. Reel it in a few feet. Weak sonar signal. Reel it in a few more feet. Still showing me nothing. So I'm going to reel it all the way in here and do a little final talk. Alright guys, so I gave this a try. Actually, way more tries than you saw on video. I did the update a couple times, I kept throwing it in, kept testing it. I was at another pond that was shallower, and it says you need at least 4 feet of depth for this to work. So I was like, oh, maybe the pond's a little too shallow. Let me come here where I know it's really deep. And as you saw, we got readings of about 30 feet, 27, 28 feet. But then it just kept going in and out, saying it's not in the water, saying no weak signal. So, you know, I've wasted a couple hours messing with this thing. Ooh, thunder. Time to get out of here soon. So I've wasted a couple hours messing with this thing, and it just hasn't worked from the get-go. I've done the firmware updates, and, you know, there's nothing else I can try. It's just something. Maybe I got a faulty one, I'm not sure. So I'm going to send it back for a full refund. I'd say skip this one. But I am going to go ahead and get another brand. There's many other brands out there, I'm sure, that make similar products. So I'm going to go ahead and try one of those, and I'll have a future video up when I get a new one and try a new one. But for the iBobber, it didn't work for me today. So, have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, happy fishing. We'll see y'all later.